Hey guys, I'm 21to9 Gamer, and today's video is an ultra-wide review of Halo Wars 2. For many of us, it's not simply whether a game actually supports the 21:9 aspect ratio, but how well it does it. Do the cinematics display correctly? How much difference is there between ultra-wide and regular 16:9? Does the game itself need adjusting? What about the user interface? These are all questions that I'll be asking when reviewing how well Halo Wars 2 displays in our favourite ratio. Now this is my first review, so if you feel like I've left anything out, let me know and I'll include it next time. Let's take a look at the game. First up, yes, this game supports 21:9 out of the box. All the settings are in video. Now you've got an option between windowed and full screen, no borderless shenanigans here. Now you can adjust your resolution, but not your aspect ratio. The resolution selection can be configured to super or downsample your current resolution from 65% up to 200%. At least with mine it can, but honestly I don't see why I'd need to adjust anything. Now the resolution detection is firmly based off your recommended monitor resolution and not your desktop, which is super annoying for me, as turning it down to regular 1440p and then recording gives me black bars. But hey, that shouldn't be a problem if you're just wanting to play the game. Now, as for any other settings, there are no adjusters, no sliders for fitting the picture to whatever screen resolution or configuration you have, and more distressingly, there is no way to reposition or resize the user interface. So, can you edit your game files? No, at least not easily. First of all, the game installation folder is hidden, and there's little info online to show you where Windows 10 actually installs their games. I found that though, it's a hidden folder in the program files called Windows Apps. In there, you have to navigate to here for Halo Wars 2, and there you'll find what you need. But once you've eventually figured all of this out and get there, you discover that all of the files are locked up tight, and even with admin privileges, you aren't going to be able to crack them without a whole load of tech savvy. So yeah, there's going to be no messing with the game files, which is a shame for those who aren't happy with the options in the game.
Wake up. Something has happened. Captain, wake up. Something has happened.
Spirit of Fire Actual. I'm approaching the drop zone with Red Team. Stand by for drop, Red Team. Looking forward to shaking off some cobwebs, sir. Spirit of Fire Actual. I'm approaching the drop zone with Red Team. Stand by for drop, Red Team. Looking forward to shaking off some cobwebs, sir.
Pile the table, 10 o'clock. Spartans, thank God.
As you've seen, this game doesn't treat every cinematic or in-game cutscene as 21:9. The first is one of only a handful of cinematics in the entire game that display in this way. So yeah, it's not consistent, which is a pity because they display the rest in, technically, widescreen. So that's the feel that they're going for. It's just a shame that they didn't follow through.
Spartans, thank God.
092 reporting, sir.
This is where Ultrawide really counts, especially in strategy games. Being able to see more of the battlefield and having a greater periphery on what's happening leads more often to victory than the comparatively narrow view of 16:9. So what's it like in Halo Wars 2? Pretty damn good, actually. I've got some comparison shots I'd like to show you in a minute, but you can take my word for it that over the regular view you get to see more of the battlefield, more units, and more of what's going on. Not only is it more immersive, it gifts a tactical advantage over the regular view. I will say that it is more useful on some maps than others, especially in this first mission where the gameplay area is fairly linear. Having ultra-wide here simply gives you a look at more of the map, but it is still done well. There's no stretching or squashing to speak of, which is the cheapest and nastiest way to ultra-wide, and in fact, objects appear more proportioned than in regular view, in my opinion. The only thing I really have to complain about here has nothing to do with ultra-wide and everything to do with zoom. There is a zoom setting, but it's in the menu settings. You can't scroll your mouse wheel to zoom in and out, which is bad for however you play the game. And coming from Creative Assembly, this was a bit of a surprise. Let's take a look at some screenshots.
Spirit of Fire, we're outside.
However you get a game to play in ultra-wide, whether it works out of the box, or you have to tweak the files, one of the aspects of the game, its user interface, can be the most difficult to get right, resulting in clipping, poor positioning, or certain menus and graphics just not appearing on the screen at all. And even if the developer includes 21:9 and scales the UI appropriately, for many, you want to be able to tweak it or otherwise remove bits of it, reposition, etc, etc. Sadly, Halo Wars 2 doesn't do any of these things, and again this is where this being a Windows 10 game fails for PC gamers. Because although the UI isn't positioned poorly, I would like to have had the option to remove some of the things cluttering up my screen. I would also like to minimize it a little, and perhaps put it a little further into the corners. This is the part of the review where I go over the performance impact of playing the game in ultra-wide. Unfortunately, I have yet to find a decent frame rate tool that will play with it. Primarily I use MSI Afterburner and RTSS, but it just won't play nice, especially since I can't make a profile on it due to a lock on the game files. Even other YouTube channels that do performance and benchmark testing had to outsource from their usual toolset in order to get this game benched. Pain in the A is what it is. That said, performance is generally excellent. I've had no slowdowns, frame drops, or noticeable input lag at best settings, whether it is ultra-wide or regular view. Alright, now to the conclusion. I'm still working on the rating system and how I should score these reviews, but I believe that a basic out-of-the-box support for 21:9 should get a game a score of at least 4, with how well it's been implemented, and whether there are decent options for it, potentially decreasing or increasing that to a top score of 10. Now of course, games that don't support it out of the box may still end up with an excellent ultra-wide experience, but they will have to try a lot harder to get a top score. As for Halo Wars 2, I give it a score of 6 out of 10. Its implementation is quite good, it has that ultra-wide experience. Performance is excellent. Where it fails though is in its customization. The fact that it has locked down some of the core game files that people like to play around with in order to better their experience, and the menu settings is severely lacking. It also loses out on points for making it so damn hard to properly assess this game. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you on the flip. Bye bye.